Hey everyone, welcome back to another Reactions with Aaron video. In this video, I will be reacting to Marrakesh Express by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Looking at the world through the sunset in your eyes, traveling the train through clear Moroccan skies. Ducks and pigs and chickens call, animal carpet wall to wall, American ladies 5 foot tall and blue, sweeping cobwebs from the edges of my mind. Had to get away to see what we could find. Hope the days that lie ahead bring us back to where they've led. Listen not to what's been said to you. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh, all on board the train, all on board the train. I've been saving all my money just to take you there. I smell the garden in your hair. Take the train from Casablanca going south. Okay, I guess I should pause it. This is a little bit shorter of a song. I really like this. It's upbeat and fun. Yeah, I love it. Smoke rings from the corners of my mouth. Gold buttons hang in the air, charming cobras in the square, striped leathers we can wear at home. Well, let me hear you now. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh, all on board the train, all on board the train, all on board. Okay, that is a straight up fun song. Okay, so this first line is, I didn't know if it was like another language or if it's kind of just gibber. Starting the song off with non-English throws the listener into an exotic, different world than Graham Nash is about to paint about his trip to Morocco. When asked about what these words meant, Graham Nash said it's some Crosby gibberish that we moved from the beginning of Guinevere to the front of Marrakesh Express. Looking at the world through the sunset in your eyes, traveling the train through clear Moroccan skies. Ducks and pigs and chickens call, animal carpet wall to wall. American ladies 5 foot tall in blue. It is perhaps obvious that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So when Nash sings, looking at the world through the sunset in your eyes, he specifically may be referring to looking at the world through a Western culture lens. Nash is British and Crosby and Stills are Americans, so their music is heavily influenced by Western cultural norms. Nash acknowledges this bias at the beginning of his song about a journey into the Eastern culture. Graham Nash took a train ride to Marrakesh, Morocco in 1966 while on vacation. The song specifically refers to that train ride and what Nash saw while riding on it. The lyrics stand in opposition to the first line of the verse. Rather than having your view clouded by Western perceptions, Nash is seeing clearly this new Moroccan culture for what it is. Nash bought a first-class ticket on the Marrakesh Express and found himself bored in his seat. He hears animal noises calling to him in other cars and imagines train cars full of animals and their owners riding with them. Part of what Nash found so uninteresting about the first-class car was that the American women surrounding him. The fact that Americans were surrounding Nash while in this new environment felt too comfortable. The blue referred to here is in reference to the blue hair of older women, implying that they were old. The old women were likely dull traveling partners for the 24-year-old Nash. Sweeping cobwebs from the edges of my mind, had to get away to see what we could find. Hope the days that lie ahead bring us back to where they've led, listening not to what's been said to you. Nash rouses himself from his bored disinterest and gets up out of his first-class seat to go and explore the rest of the car. He called the original carriage he was in completely effing boring, and so felt the need to explore other carriages to see what lay waiting for him there. This is a recursive statement, hoping for the future to bring back to where it led you before. This sentiment is completely nonsensical and repetitive if looking at it from the conventional Western view of time as linear. By suggesting that time is circular and recursive, Nash calls to mind a very Eastern understanding of time. He truly is attempting to leave his Western convictions in the first-class carriage and attempting to co-opt the views of this new place that he is exploring. Nash encourages the listener to call into question everything that they have been told before. His new environment is so unabashedly different from any prior experience that he feels as if it undermines all statements that have been labeled as true throughout his education. What was true in Britain and America is no longer true in Morocco, and so Nash questions all objectivity while encouraging the listener to do the same. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. A rhetorical question. Nash seems to be in disbelief here, not believing that this interesting and extraordinary place is merely a train to Marrakesh. He repeats the line twice for emphasis. During the refrain, the vocals harmonize, whereas the verses Nash sings solo. Marrakesh is the fourth largest city in Morocco. It sits just north of Atlas Mountains. The name Marrakesh derives from the city of God. While we refer to this city now as Marrakesh, the country of Morocco was originally known as the Kingdom of Marrakesh, and the city of Marrakesh was originally known as Morocco City. The intertwining of the name and the country and city shows how quintessentially Moroccan the city is. It underlines the authenticity of Nash's trip into a culture that is totally different. Nash has a genuine Moroccan experience rather than a scripted tourist experience like he may have had in the first-class carriage. All aboard the train, all aboard the train. The call of a conductor signaling the departure of a train. Nash likely could hear this phrase or the Moroccan equivalent being shouted while he was on the train. However, more likely Nash uses the lyric to symbolize the beginning of his journey on the Marrakesh Express and all the sights and sounds he will explore while on it. Similar to this conductor in the video, the vocals extend into a call. I've been saving all my money just to take you there. I smell the garden in your hair. Note the tempo change here. These two lines act as a bridge of sorts. At this point, Nash stops recounting his journey and the sights and sounds that surround him, but rather directly addresses an unknown lover. He states his desire to share this experience in Morocco with the unknown person, specifically by being willing to pay for their trip together. The second line brings to mind the action of smelling a lover's head, and when Nash draws out the word hair, it is easy to imagine a wafting fresh fragrance that flows to the melody of the music. Hair is the only word in the song that isn't within a refrain which has harmonized vocals. Take the train from Casablanca going south, blowing smoke rings from the corners of my mouth. Colored cottons hang in the air, charming cobras in the square. Striped DJELLABAS jalabas. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. We can wear at home. Let me hear you now. The origin point of the Marrakesh Express is Casablanca, which is about 150 miles north of Marrakesh. Casablanca is the largest city in Morocco and a major financial capital of the continent of Africa. Nash is leaving a bustling urban port for a more traditional Moroccan city of Marrakesh. Likely, Nash here is referring to smoking tobacco from a hookah. Hookahs are glass-stemmed water pipes, which are used throughout much of Arab world for smoking or vaporizing tobacco. The smoke is passed through water before reaching the user, so a hookah inhale is often not harsh or hot, but an enjoyable experience. Smoking from a hookah is common in Morocco, and in fact, most hookah lounges in the U.S. East Coast are Moroccan in origin. At this point in the song, Nash has wandered around the train and found someone to smoke hookah with. Also interesting in these lyrics are that Nash repeats "my" several times. This is important because the M sound is the mouth movement that easily lends itself to making smoke rings, so as Nash sings "my" 5 times. The listener can imagine him blowing 5 smoke rings from a hookah. Most likely referring to famous Moroccan kilims. Kilims are tapestry woven carpets or rugs that are common all over the Islamic world. They can be used as prayer rugs or purely as decorative wall hangings. They feature bright colors and bold geometric patterns. Nash is likely seeing the colorful cotton kilims hanging in the Moroccan marketplace or a souk. Snake charming is a street performance common to much of the Eastern world. It is most common to the countries such as India or Pakistan, but also very common in North African countries such as Tunisia and Morocco. The performer tends to hypnotize or charm a snake while playing an instrument and luring it to rise from its basket. Cobras are common snakes to use for snake charming because of their threatening hood and well-known venomous bite. In reality, this performance is a ruse. The musician is often out of striking distance of the snake. The snake is often reluctant to bite, and sometimes even their fangs are removed. Perhaps most importantly, snakes cannot hear music. That word that I was having trouble pronouncing is a loose-fitting, full-sleeved unisex outer robe common in North African countries such as Morocco and Algeria. Those things are often wool, though in the summer they may be made of cotton to ward off heat. Common to all garments is a hood called a QOB, which is meant to protect the wearer from the harsh sun of northern Africa. Nash likely bought these garments and is planning on bringing them home with him as a souvenir. The "we" is likely referring to the unknown lover that appears during the bridge. Nash uses falsetto here, which is unique in the song. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? Would you know we're riding on the Marrakesh Express? They're taking me to Marrakesh. All aboard the train. All aboard the train. All aboard. In the 1969 Marrakesh Express by Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Graham Nash recounts a train ride he took to Marrakesh during a Moroccan vacation in 1966. The song provides a description of that train ride and what Nash thought and felt while in his new environment. This song was CSN's first foray onto the Billboard Top 100 in the US, and their only hit on the UK Top 40. In an interview with Rolling Stones, Nash said about the song, "In 1966, I was visiting Morocco on vacation to Marrakesh and getting on a train and having a first class ticket, and then realizing that the first class compartment was completely effing boring. You know, ladies with blue hair in there. It wasn't my scene at all, so I decided I'm going to go and see what the rest of the train is like. And the rest of the train was fascinating. Just like the song says, there were ducks and pigs and chickens all over the place and people lighting fires. It's literally the song as it is, what happened to me." So that is Marrakesh Express by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Erin out. Have a great day. Take care, and I'll see you soon.